Eating contests are wildly popular, but if you die participating in one, who would be liable?
So much steak.
Is it safe to eat that much food, Dr. Hibbert?
It's not the first thing on people's minds when they enter these wildly popular events. But a couple of weeks ago, 2 people died at separate amateur competitions. The victims were a 21-year-old Connecticut student and a 42-year-old father from Denver. Their deaths are still being investigated, but in both cases, the competitors choked to death, a leading cause of death in this sport. It may seem like easy entertainment, until things go wrong.
Oh my God, you guys, that's not funny.
Millions tune in to the Nathan's hot dog eating contest on ESPN every year, but famous competitors like Joey Chestnut and Matt Stoney speed eat for a living. Daniela Galarza covered the story for Eater.com and filled me in on the details.
They are professionals. They know the dangers, they know the risks. They're signing contracts also that have been written usually by expert legal teams. The court is going to see it as an agreement between 2 self-aware parties.
The legality of amateur events, however, is murky. Hosts often require participants to sign disclaimers.
Usually that's a short form. It's going to have like 1 paragraph of text saying that they're not liable in case something goes wrong.
It may seem obvious. The contestant is doing the eating. No one shoved that hot dog down their throat. But in event of a tragedy, these waivers may be too flimsy to hold up in court.
Courts are going to side with the patron. They're there to protect people from a situation in which a person isn't fully informed of what they're signing away.
Waiver enforceability depends on the state and the type of competition. For instance, gym waivers are unenforceable in most states, except Pennsylvania, where a court addressed them in the 50s and ruled that they were valid legal contracts. But in cases of recklessness, gross negligence, or if minors are involved, waivers are entirely worthless. The real risk is in contests held at casual places like bars. When alcohol enters the picture, things get messy.
When your inhibitions are loosened in that way, you might not be thinking about what you're actually doing, and you could maybe misswallow.
Major League Eating, the group that runs professional events, requires paramedics at all official shows. But at more casual setups,
Oftentimes there isn't an EMT on the scene.
eating may seem like common sense.
It's not something we think about because if we're eating quickly when we're on the run, there isn't as much adrenaline flowing.
But what may be less obvious is that expert speed eaters have to train and master sophisticated techniques to achieve greatness, just like any professional who makes a living off of physical activity.
They stay in shape, they go to the gym, they train, and they work on training their stomach to stretch.
This guy is Brian Dudzinski. He's competed at Nathan's and is known under the alias Dud Light. In this video, he chugs 2 gallons of water in under 3 minutes as part of a stomach stretching exercise. Competitive eating puts tremendous stress on the body. This SB Nation contributor experienced the pain firsthand after he competed with the likes of Takeru Kobayashi in a Criff Dogs competition in 2012. Professional eaters are successful, likely because their bodies can digest food and recover quickly. One of the only studies on this topic found that a competitive eater's stomach can stretch up to 3 times its size. But even if a speed eater doesn't choke to death, the dangers of the sport can catch up with them later in life. The same study speculates that they may eventually develop serious digestive disorders. At worst, a part of their stomach may even eventually need to be removed. It's important to note that this study followed a small sample of people, so more research is definitely necessary. But all things considered, eating contests may not be the best marketing stunt for local joints.
Find another way to entertain your guests. This is not a way to draw people in. Have a happy hour, have a special menu. I think eating contests should be left to the professionals.
Scientists have figured out that adding rituals to our meals enhances how we taste our food. This includes things like separating an Oreo before eating the cream, eating the top of a muffin,